You can turn a small space into a thriving garden full of veggies, herbs, and flowers using garden grow bags. In this video, I'll show you how I save money when I fill my large 100-gallon grow bags. However, it would be pretty expensive and unnecessary to completely fill them with commercial container soil, or if you made your own, it would probably set you back and waste your soil. So let's get this cocoa core block hydrated for our next batch of soil, and we will start up a new 100-gallon grow bag, and I'll show you how I did it from start to finish. So as you can see here, we had a bumper harvest of cardboard this year. So we're going to use these large sheets of cardboard for our first layer. These provide support to the walls of the grow bag, block grass and pests, and help retain moisture. I generally shoot for at least 6 inches of cardboard. These bags are about 20 inches deep and 30 inches in diameter. So if you have tough soil conditions or just pavement in your yard, these bags would be perfect as instant raised garden beds that you could grow just about anything in. Our second layer will be a brown layer of log sticks, wood chips, and other dried plant matter. Again, we're going to shoot for 6 inches. This layer will absorb moisture, break down slowly, and help with soil aeration. I have a mix of dried pond reeds, tree trimmings, logs, and old dry sugarcane. If you don't have a lot of dried plant material, you can also use some of your cardboard in this layer. Just cut it up into smaller pieces. Next up will be a green layer. Again, we'll shoot for 6 inches of leaves, green grass clippings from a mower. I have a mix of green tipu trimmings and chopped up Mexican sunflower. Now at this point you can tell the bags are pretty full of material. I recommend watering between layers, and again after your green layer this will start to break down process. This is going to compress and give you a ton of space really fast, like within a week. You can speed up the process by just going ahead and starting to add soil right away. This will help weigh down your layers and fill in gaps. Eventually you'll end up with 6 to 12 inches of plantable soil. As it's filling in, I like to go ahead and let the soil rest for a bit and keep adjusting just so I don't have big pockets of air in my grow bag that will fall in as my plants are growing. And just keep watering it and it'll fill in great. So after I complete a new grow bag, my first round of plants are going to be smallish and shallow rooted. So this bag was completed in early spring, so we're going to go ahead and put in some sugar peas, flowers like nasturtium and calendula, and small berry plants like strawberries. Alright, let's get these planted around our stakes. Now, these look a little close, but what I like to do is stagger, so inside out, and that way I can get them a little closer. And here in the desert at least, the plants do a lot better if they're closer together. The nasturtiums are far apart because we plan to put our strawberries in between, as well as we'll fill in over time.
What's up, buddy?
Of course I say that, but I have 2 trays of strawberries, so let's see how much extra space we'll actually have. So I like to pop them all out of their tray and place them and space them and see how much space I'll have. So when they are in their trays, a lot of times they've been in there for a while. And for happy strawberries, the crown of the plant, so the very base where the leaves are coming out, needs to be exposed. Otherwise there'll be a problem with root rot, or if they do survive, you won't have as much fruit set. So that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and pop that one in place. I also like to put greens in all of my bags. However, this is new soil, so it's not really ready for something as robust as like collards. So let's do spinach. This is also great for arugula and lettuce. Small radishes work great in this situation. Alright, a few months later, here are a few of our more established grow bags. We have some geraniums, basil, snapdragons, tomatoes growing in here. And as the bags settled, I just kept adding in soil as well as compost. Have flowers in there like calendula. And here's our bag We set up our strawberries, our setting fruit. Cucumbers are now in the center, as well as tomatillo and long beans and basil. And it looks like one of our long beans has taken itself upon itself to start growing up the guava tree. Now this bag is next to this tree because it provides western shade. Now this bag gets more southern sun and is well established. So I have all my heat-loving plants in here, like sunflowers, snapdragons are hanging in there, basil, more scented geranium, onions, zinnias and cosmos, and okra, as well as collards. I've been experimenting with these reed fences. It seems like they provide just the perfect amount of dappled shade, as well as shading the bag itself so it's not getting full blazing sun on that southern side. Now this one has melons, okra, more basil of course, and I think we'll go ahead and fill these in with more flowers. Now we've seen who will survive, and probably rat tail radish. They love the heat. And scented rose geranium. And this bed has purple sweet potatoes as well as some zinnias in there and cosmos. And then around the back on the northern side of this bag is where there are a few greens, melons and basil. A few beets are hanging in there, as well as chard. Now this one doesn't have shading, it's actually growing under a bunch of plants, including a guava and a Mexican sunflower. And one side has a fig that provides dappled shade throughout the day. And on the western, but it gets a nice blast of morning sun. And this was the first sweet potato I put in, and it's loving this spot. This was a sunnier location, so it also has shade cloth up on the southern side. But it has Armenian cucumbers growing in around the edge of the sweet potatoes. And it's doing great. Chards in there, as well as a few beets or greens. So far, these large garden grow beds have been really working out for me, and I hope they work out for you. Thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see what else is going on in the garden. Have a great day.